crescendo of feelings. The invitation lay unopened on Sophia's dresser for 3 days, casting a shadow over her growing connection with Oliver. Their dinner by the lake had turned into daily meetings, coffee before her morning rehearsals, walks through the park with Maya after workshops, and long conversations on his porch after Maya went to bed. Oliver noticed her distraction during their picnic at the botanical gardens, where Maya was participating in a nature scavenger hunt with other children. "Something's been bothering you," he said softly, reaching for her hand. "You don't have to talk about it, but I'm here if you want to." Sophia stared at their intertwined fingers, marveling at how natural it felt after just a week. "My ex-fiancé is getting married. He invited me to the wedding." Oliver's expression remained neutral. "The one who left me for the woman he's marrying?" "Yes." Sophia plucked a blade of grass, avoiding his eyes. "5 years ago, Vincent decided I wasn't ambitious enough for his 5-year plan. He wanted someone who understood his world. Corporate law, networking events, power lunches. 2 months after our breakup, he was with Elise. And now they want you at their wedding? That's either incredibly insensitive or a power play." Sophia finished with a bitter laugh. "Vincent always did like winning." Oliver was quiet for a moment. "What do you want to do? Burn the invitation and pretend I never saw it?" He smiled, but his eyes remained serious. "Is that what would give you peace?" The question caught her off guard. No one had asked what would give her peace since the breakup. They'd all been too busy telling her how to feel or what to do. "I don't know," she admitted. "Part of me wants to show him that I survived. Thrived, even. Another part never wants to see him again." Oliver gently tucked a strand of hair behind her ear, his touch sending warmth through her. "Closure isn't about giving him anything, Sophia. It's about what you need to fully let go." They were interrupted by Maya running toward them, clutching her completed scavenger hunt sheet. As Oliver praised his daughter's detective skills, Sophia watched them together. The gentle way he listened to her excited chatter, the pride in his eyes. This man understood love in a way Vincent never had. That evening, as they strolled through town after a small concert in the park, Maya sleepily riding on her father's shoulders, Sophia made her decision. "I think I want to go," she said suddenly. "To the wedding." Oliver glanced at her, surprise evident in his expression. "Are you sure?" "Only if you'll come with me," she added quickly. "Both of you." Maya perked up despite her drowsiness. "Like a fancy party? With dancing?" Oliver laughed softly. "It's a big ask, bringing someone else's kid to a wedding." "I know." Sophia reached for his free hand. "But in the past week, you two have become important to me. Really important. And if I'm going to face my past, I'd like to do it with my—" She hesitated, searching for the right word. "Future?" Oliver suggested quietly, squeezing her hand. Their eyes met in the glow of the streetlights, and Sophia felt something unfurling in her chest. Hope, tender and fragile, but undeniably real. "Yes," she whispered. "My future." That night, Sophia finally opened the invitation. With steady hands, she wrote 3 names on the RSVP card, knowing that whatever happened at the wedding, she would not be facing it alone. Facing the music, Sophia adjusted the silk wrap around her shoulders as Oliver guided the car through Westlake's winding roads toward the lakeside estate where Vincent and Elise would be married. Her emerald dress, carefully chosen to complement her olive skin and dark hair, shimmered in the afternoon light. "You look beautiful," Oliver said softly, reaching across to squeeze her hand. In his charcoal suit with a subtle blue tie that matched his eyes, he looked more handsome than she'd ever seen him. From the back seat, Maya piped up, "You look like a princess, Sophia." "And Daddy is your prince." Sophia turned to see the little girl beaming in her pale blue dress, her curls tamed into an elegant bun adorned with tiny pearl pins. "And you, Miss Maya, are the most beautiful lady-in-waiting a princess could ask for." As they approached the venue, Sophia felt her heartbeat quicken. Maybe this was a mistake. "We can turn around right now if you want," Oliver offered without hesitation. She took a deep breath. "No, I need to do this." The ceremony was held in manicured gardens overlooking the lake. Sophia, Oliver, and Maya slipped into seats near the back just as the music began. Throughout the vows, Sophia was surprised to find herself unmoved. The man standing at the altar seemed like a character from someone else's story rather than the person who had once shattered her world. At the reception, they found their table nestled among dozens of others under an elegant white tent. Maya charmed their table mates immediately, while Oliver kept a protective presence beside Sophia, his hand occasionally resting on the small of her back in a gesture that felt both comforting and intimate. "Sophia!" Vincent's voice came from behind her as they stood near the dessert table. "You came!" She turned to find him standing alone, looking immaculate in his designer tuxedo. "Congratulations, Vincent." His eyes flicked to Oliver, then to Maya, who was carefully selecting a chocolate-covered strawberry. "I don't believe we've met." "Oliver Walsh." Oliver extended his hand with easy confidence. "And this is my daughter, Maya." "Hello." Maya smiled brightly. "Your wedding cake is really pretty, but I think it needs more flowers." Vincent laughed, though his eyes remained calculating as they returned to Sophia. "I'm glad you found someone." "Are you?" Sophia asked quietly. Before Vincent could answer, Elise appeared at his side in a flutter of white satin. "Sophia, you look stunning." Her smile seemed genuine, if nervous. "And you brought guests. How lovely." "This is Oliver and Maya," Sophia introduced them. "Oliver, Maya, this is Elise." "You have the prettiest dress I've ever seen," Maya told Elise earnestly. As Elise bent to thank Maya, Vincent moved closer to Sophia. "Can we talk? Just for a moment?" Oliver caught Sophia's eye, silently asking if she was okay. She nodded, and he smiled reassuringly. "Maya and I will wait right here." Vincent led Sophia to a quiet corner near the lake's edge. For a moment, they stood in silence, watching the sunset paint the water in shades of amber and rose. "You seem happy," he finally said. "I am." "He seems good, solid." Sophia nodded. "He is." "We are." Vincent sighed, running a hand through his perfectly styled hair. "I thought I'd feel vindicated seeing you today, proof that I made the right choice. Instead, I feel like I'm watching you live the life I didn't know I wanted." "Vincent, no, let me finish." His voice caught. "You deserve this happiness, Sophia. I wish I'd been wise enough to give it to you." Sophia studied his face. Handsome, familiar, but no longer able to touch her heart. "Thank you for inviting me today. I needed this closure more than I realized." When she returned to Oliver and Maya, something had lifted from her shoulders, a weight she'd carried for so long she'd forgotten it was there. "Everything okay?" Oliver asked quietly. Sophia reached for his hand, lacing their fingers together. "Everything is perfect." As the band began playing a slow waltz, Oliver led her to the dance floor. With Maya watching delightedly from their table, he pulled Sophia close, and for the first time in 5 years, she felt truly, completely free. Shattered notes. Sophia Ray's fingers trembled slightly as she adjusted the tuning pegs of her cello. The familiar weight of the instrument against her body should have been comforting, but today it felt like armor she desperately needed. After 5 years away, returning to Westlake felt surreal, like walking through the pages of a story she'd already finished. "Ms. Ray, they're ready for you," a young stagehand whispered, gesturing toward the curtain. Sophia nodded, taking a deep breath before walking onto the stage of the Westlake Music Festival. The applause that greeted her was warmer than she expected. 5 years ago, she'd left this town with her dreams splintered and her heart in pieces. Now, she returned as the principal cellist for the Boston Symphony Orchestra. Successful, respected, but still carrying invisible scars. Her bow touched the strings and everything else faded away. For the next 15 minutes, she lost herself in Elgar's cello concerto, pouring everything she couldn't say into the music. When the final note hung in the air, there was a moment of perfect silence before thunderous applause erupted. At the reception afterward, Sophia sipped champagne near the window, watching raindrops race down the glass. She'd almost convinced herself she could get through the entire 2-week festival without running into him. "Sophia, is that really you?" The voice froze her in place. Meredith On, her former best friend, stood before her in an elegant blue dress, looking both delighted and uncertain. "Meredith," Sophia managed a smile. "You look wonderful." "God, it's been ages. I heard you were coming back for the festival, but I couldn't believe it." Meredith's eyes softened. "How have you been, really?" "Good, busy with the orchestra. Living in Boston now. I saw your performance tonight. You've always been talented, but now you're absolutely mesmerizing." Sophia felt her guard lowering slightly.
Thank you.
"How about you? Still teaching piano?" "Yes, and I opened my own studio last year." Meredith hesitated. "Listen, there's something you should probably know." "There you are!" A man's voice interrupted them. Sophia didn't need to turn to know who it was. Vincent Chen, the man she'd once planned to spend her life with, still had the same effect on a room, drawing all attention like gravity. He stood beside Meredith now, handsome as ever in a tailored suit, his dark hair styled perfectly. "Sophia," he said, surprise evident in his voice. "I didn't know you'd be here." "Hello, Vincent." An awkward silence stretched between them until Meredith spoke. "Vincent is the festival's primary sponsor this year. His firm has been incredibly generous." Vincent's eyes never left Sophia's face. "You were brilliant tonight." Before she could respond, a woman appeared at Vincent's side, slipping her arm through his. Sophia recognized Elise Carter immediately, the corporate lawyer Vincent had left her for 5 years ago. "Darling, the mayor wants to speak with you," Elise said before noticing Sophia. "Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt." "Not at all," Sophia replied coolly. "It's been a long day and I should get some rest." As she turned to leave, Elise called after her. "We'd love for you to come to our wedding next month. We're sending invitations tomorrow. I'll make sure you get one." Sophia's composure nearly cracked, but years of performance training kept her face neutral as she nodded and walked away, the weight of the past settling once again upon her shoulders. Unexpected harmony. The community center buzzed with excited children clutching instruments of various sizes. Sophia adjusted the music stands and tried to focus on the task at hand, rather than yesterday's uncomfortable encounter. This children's workshop was her favorite part of the festival, a chance to inspire young musicians away from the spotlight's pressure. "Excuse me, are we too late to sign up?" Sophia turned to find a man with kind eyes and a little girl with wild curls clutching a small violin case. Something in his gentle demeanor immediately put Sophia at ease. "Not at all. I'm Sophia Ray, the instructor." She knelt down to the girl's level. "And who might you be?" "I'm Maya." The child beamed, proudly lifting her violin case. "I'm 7 3/4 and Daddy says I have musical fingers." Sophia laughed, charmed by the girl's enthusiasm. "Well, Maya, those musical fingers are exactly what we need here." "I'm Oliver Walsh." The father extended his hand. "Maya's been obsessed with the violin since she attended a school concert. When we heard about this workshop, she wouldn't stop talking about it." His handshake was warm and firm, and Sophia noticed calluses that suggested he played an instrument too. "Do you play as well, Mr. Walsh?" "Oliver, please." "And yes, piano mostly. I teach music at Westlake Elementary." "Daddy plays beautiful songs when I can't sleep," Maya interjected, tugging at Sophia's sleeve. "He says music is like magic that makes sad things better." Oliver's cheeks colored slightly. "Sorry, she doesn't have much of a filter." "It's refreshing, actually," Sophia smiled, feeling lighter than she had in days. Throughout the 2-hour workshop, Sophia found her gaze repeatedly drawn to Oliver. Unlike the helicopter parents hovering nervously, he sat quietly in the corner, occasionally catching her eye with an encouraging smile. When Maya struggled with a difficult passage, his nod from across the room seemed to give her confidence. After the session, as other families filtered out, Maya insisted on showing Sophia a piece she'd been practicing. "You have a remarkable daughter," Sophia told Oliver as they watched Maya carefully put away her violin. "She's my whole world," he replied, a hint of something bittersweet in his voice. Her mother passed away when Maya was 3. Music became our way of healing together. Sophia felt a surge of empathy. "I'm so sorry." "Don't be. We've found our rhythm." He paused, then added, "Would you maybe want to join us for ice cream?" Maya's tradition after music lessons, and she's clearly smitten with her new teacher. Something fluttered in Sophia's chest, a feeling she'd nearly forgotten. I'd like that very much. Over rainbow sprinkles and chocolate sauce, Sophia learned that Oliver had moved to Westlake 4 years ago for a fresh start, that Maya wanted to be both a violinist and a veterinarian, and that Oliver's laugh could warm a room. For the first time since arriving in town, Sophia didn't feel the weight of the past pressing down on her shoulders. As evening approached, Oliver walked her back to her hotel, Maya skipping ahead, chasing fireflies in the summer twilight. "Would you like to have dinner tomorrow?" Oliver asked, hesitation in his voice. "Just the two of us?" "My mother loves spending time with Maya, and I know a little place by the lake that's pretty spectacular at sunset." Sophia hesitated only briefly before nodding. "I'd love that." Later that night, as Sophia practiced in her hotel room, she realized she'd gone hours without thinking about Vincent or his wedding, until the hotel clerk called to deliver an elegant cream envelope with her name written in perfect calligraphy. Perfect composition. 3 months after Vincent's wedding, autumn painted Westlake in vibrant hues of amber and crimson. Sophia stood on the porch of the small house she'd rented near the lake, watching leaves spiral down in the gentle breeze. Her time with the Boston Symphony felt like a distant memory now. She'd accepted a position with Westlake's Philharmonic and found herself surprisingly content with the smaller stage and simpler life. The sound of tires on gravel announced Oliver's arrival. Maya burst from the car first, racing toward Sophia with her violin case bouncing against her side. "We practiced all morning," she exclaimed, wrapping her arms around Sophia's waist. "Daddy says we're going to make you cry, but the good kind. Of crying!" Oliver approached more slowly, carrying his keyboard. "Maya," he scolded gently. "It was supposed to be a surprise." "What's this about?" Sophia asked, helping them bring their instruments inside. "We've been working on something," Oliver admitted, setting up his keyboard in her living room while Maya carefully removed her violin. "A composition. For you." Sophia settled onto the sofa, watching as father and daughter exchanged a look of nervous excitement before positioning themselves in her makeshift living room stage. The piece began with Oliver's piano, a gentle, questioning melody that spoke of uncertainty and new beginnings. Maya's violin joined after several measures, adding a bright, hopeful counterpoint that danced around the piano's steady foundation. As the music swelled, Sophia recognized fragments of pieces meaningful to them. The first song Maya had performed. For her, the melody that had played during their first dance at the wedding, the lullaby Oliver hummed to Maya on sleepy evenings. When the final notes faded, Sophia found her cheeks wet with tears. "We called it home," Oliver said softly, setting aside his keyboard and moving to sit beside her. "Because that's what you've become to us." Maya scrambled up to join them, her small hands taking one of Sophia's. "Do you like it?" "I love it," Sophia whispered, pulling the child close. "It's the most beautiful gift I've ever received." Oliver reached into his pocket and withdrew a small velvet box. "There's one more thing, actually." Sophia's breath caught as he opened it to reveal a delicate ring, a small diamond surrounded by sapphires that caught the afternoon light. "I know it's only been 3 months," he said, his voice thick with emotion, "but I've never been more certain of anything in my life. You've brought music back into our home in ways I never thought possible. Maya adores you, and I—" He took a deep breath. "I love you, Sophia." "Completely." Maya bounced excitedly beside them. "Say yes! Say yes!" "I haven't actually asked yet, little bird," Oliver laughed, never taking his eyes from Sophia's face. "Sophia Ray, will you marry us? Both of us?" Sophia looked from Oliver to Maya, seeing in their hopeful expressions everything she had once thought lost to her. Family, belonging, unconditional love. "Yes," she whispered, then louder. "Yes!" As Oliver slipped the ring onto her finger, Maya threw her arms around both of them, creating a tangle of limbs and laughter and joy. Sophia closed her eyes, savoring the moment, this perfect harmony they'd created together. Later that evening, after Maya had fallen asleep in the guest room that had gradually accumulated her toys and books over the past months, Oliver and Sophia stood on the porch, watching stars appear above the lake. "I was thinking," Sophia said, leaning against his chest, "that the guest room could become Maya's room permanently, and maybe we could convert the shed into a studio, somewhere we could practice together." Oliver's arms tightened around her. "You want us to move in?" "I want us to build a life together," she said simply. "A real family, the three of us." As his lips met hers in a tender kiss, Sophia knew with absolute certainty that the music they would create together would be far more beautiful than anything she could have imagined when she'd first returned to Westlake. A symphony of second chances, and new beginnings played with love.